So, hi Snehalata, how are you doing?
Yes, yes, sir. I am fine. How are you, sir?
I'm doing absolutely great. Thank you very much. So, today, you know the purpose of the interaction that we are going to have. As
Yes, sir.
first of all, I would like to congratulate you for the rank that you have got.
Thank
So,
you, sir.
would you mind to remind me the rank that you have got?
10th rank, sir.
Okay, you have got All India 10th rank, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, that is something that is really appreciable. That definitely that is something which everyone will be proud of. So today, the purpose of the small interaction is you have to provide some guidance and inputs to the others as a rank holder, because the approach that you have followed for your preparation, the approach that you have followed while listening to classes might have been a bit different from others, as that's why they could not able to end up with any rank, and you have achieved such a wonderful rank. So your answers will provide certain inputs to others, those who will be aiming towards the rank, or whatever the answers that you are providing are definitely going to provide inputs to the others also. I could say they may even inspire others also to pursue this kind of courses. So it's going to be a small interaction with you. Definitely, I'm hoping that definitely your answers are going to be something motivative towards others. So you are ready for the things?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. So to begin up with, will you help me out to know what's your native place? You're
Yes,
from?
sir. I am from Vizag, Andhra Pradesh, sir.
Nice, excellent, excellent. So how was the feeling of your parents as they have come to know that you have achieved such a wonderful thing? So will you talk about the reactions, how the people have felt, and what was the reactions of your family members, how they have felt?
They felt very happy about that, sir. But me, I do not believe it, sir, because I did not expect that I am getting a rank. Just I prepared to qualify the exam, because if I do not qualify the exams, I have to start once again and I have to read those many books, and I cannot imagine that, sir.
So,
That's why
hmm.
I have prepared it to qualify the exam, sir. That is the first time, sir. I
So
do
you end
not
up,
prepare.
so
I what, sir?
you have end up with the rank even though it was unexpected for you. Is it so?
Yes, sir. It is so unexpected, sir. Even I do not expect that in my dreams.
Wonderful. But somehow, even your unexpected preparation have ended up with such a wonderful rank. So probably, if you thought of expected a rank and you were prepared in that way, hope I think you might be getting a better rank than this. As per your saying, this was something which is unprepared. So it's good to know.
Yes, sir.
So let's try to get into certain areas to understand a few things from your end
Yes, sir.
with respect to certain subjects or general oriented answers. We will try to get it out. So usually in CA, there are certain subjects which are given with certain taglines. Usually, when you study, people say that these are the difficult subjects, these are easy subjects, this was the difficulty that we have in this particular paper. These kind of things usually come. Among those subjects, so what do you think that, suppose, let us take law. So you're pretty much aware of this law. So how do you manage to prepare the content of the subject law?
Yes, sir. I personally like the law subject very well, sir, because if you understand the concept very well, it won't take much time to remember it, sir.
Okay.
Means understanding does not mean that just understanding English sentences. It
Hmm.
would mean that we should think in such a way that why such provision is formulated, how to apply that in a practical way, how to present that in such a way. We should think we can easily able to answer the practical questions, and even can answer all the questions in whichever manner they are tested in question exam, sir. In such a way I prepared, sir.
as you say, usually you're pretty much interested about this particular subject. Some people will be there, those who feel like a law is a complicated one, as they have to remember a lot of acts, they have to remember a lot of sections. For those people, any kind of suggestion that you can give with respect to law? As you're interested towards the
Yes.
subject, you are giving this answer. So, what about the people, those who feel difficult about it? Any suggestions for them?
Maybe they feel difficult because they do not understand it properly. If you understand it properly, like what are the conditions at that time, because they are formulated such a law, if you understand it such a way, you can easily remember that, sir. It would not be very difficult. Law is my very favorite subject, sir. That in that subject only I got more marks
Very good.
when compared to other subjects.
So you are trying to say that conceptual learning will help the students a lot.
Yes, sir. If you do not remember the exact provision, if you write a general answer also, you can get good marks, sir, if that is relevant to the question. Means
So
if
it-
you do not know what provision it meant, if you do not know the section number, you can generally quote the act which it belongs to, and can generally write the answer, analyze the question, and write your conclusion. If that conclusion is right, you can get good marks, sir.
So it is all about from the students' end what kind of conceptual learning that they are developing
Yes, sir.
that will help them to get some good marks. Is that you are trying to convey?
Yes, sir.
Good. So when it comes to the preparation, I do believe that there is a good importance for weekend exams, as you have been through weekend exams, right?
Yes, sir.
So will you talk about how you plan your day for the weekend exams?
Yes, sir. It would be difficult to plan for weekend exams because classes are simultaneously going on. My suggestion is to revise the concept on the same day itself on which it was taught, so that there won't be much burden to prepare for weekend exams, and you need not prepare it specifically if you revise the concept on the same day. And the weekend exams are very important because in weekend exams, the coaching and preparation are going on simultaneously, so that there won't be much stress before the final exams, and you can comfortably write your final exams if you seriously write the weekend exams.
So I think many students, what they do is that they don't start preparation from the beginning. Usually they postpone the things until the end.
Yes, sir.
Many students think that let the entire syllabus complete, and then separately they will take time and then they will prepare schedule. Once the syllabus is completed, then they will start preparing the schedule. Many of the students do this, right?
Yes, sir.
So instead
Yes,
of
sir.
that, you are saying that the students' preparation should start from day one itself, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
regular
That would
preparation.
be very helpful.
So rather, we can
Yes,
say
sir.
that keeping some short-term goals also important, right? Short-term goals
Yes,
instead of keeping the things postponed until the end. So short-term goals every day. Okay, this is the thing that has to be revised for today.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can say that daily preparation have helped you a lot. Can we say that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Daily preparation helped me a lot.
Good. Nice. So there are, okay, you have said few things about the law. So there is a one more theory paper where many of the students found it to be very difficult, which has very recently introduced the paper. That is nothing but economics for finance. So what is your strategy for economics for finance subject? So how did you dealt with that? Any category
Yes, sir.
that you have prepared for that?
Yes, sir. Economics for finance is a little bit easy subject, sir, because the questions will be asked in a very direct manner, and 10 to 15 marks is about problems, and the problems are very easy to understand and easy to remember. There are very less problems only. If you can manage to prepare those, you can easily get 10 to 15 marks. And remaining, if you manage to prepare at least important questions, that the questions which are asked in previous question papers, you can easily get 20 to 30 marks, sir. Actually, the economics for finance paper is for 40 marks, and if you can manage to prepare only important questions also, you can easily get 30 marks, sir.
Okay. So is there any kind of conceptual learning helps for economic for finance also to get through with that, as you have said for law?
I mean to say, I just understand it while I'm reading. I just understand the sentences.
Okay.
That's it, sir. Because the questions will be asked in a very direct manner. Direct questions only will be asked in that, sir. We need not take much time to study that, sir. We can easily remember that because those concepts are already learnt in intermediate also, sir. That's why it won't take much time to study and remember, sir. It was bit an easy subject.
Okay, nice. So this was about your view with respect to theory papers. So let me focus somewhat with respect to problematic. Usually, when you deal with the problematic subjects, what happens is that it will take a lot of time, isn't it? When you're preparing a problematic subject, when you're solving a problem, usually it's a time-taking process. So when you are preparing for exam, what you did, have you revised it in a rough manner, like quickly you are revising the things, or you have practiced them like you are writing an exam? So I hope you have understood what I'm trying to convey. There are two ways.
Yes, sir.
One, roughly doing the solution for the problem. The other thing is following the step-by-step way how you presented the exam. So what was your approach with respect
Yes,
to that?
sir. At least 2 or 3 problems from each model we have to prepare in the same way in which we write in the exam, and remaining problems can be solved in rough manner, sir. Because if we try to solve every problem in a detailed manner, it would take much time, and it is of a time waste, sir. And we have to solve at least 2 or 3 problems in a detailed manner, so to know what working notes is to be included and how much time it takes, so that we can accordingly plan our preparation, and about presentation we can know, sir.
So it depends upon the kind of question that you are attempting. Are you trying to say that the kind of problem
Yes,
that you are
sir.
doing?
At least 2 or 3 problems from each model shall be solved in a detailed manner. Remaining problems can be solved in a rough manner, or by using simply calculator we can solve it, sir. To know how
Just
that
to
question.
just to get the practice, at least 2 or 3 questions have to be followed in a detailed manner to understand the
Yes,
steps.
sir.
That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
sir. Yes,
Once
sir.
you understand, once you get the grip, rest of the problems in a quicker manner we can. That's what the approach usually needs to be followed, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So one more thing, usually when I hear from the students when they go for this revision exams, usually for the revision exams, they'll be writing 2 exams a week. So I have heard from some of the students, they say that time is not sufficient enough for the schedule that usually management gives, that these many chapters have to be prepared for this weekend exam. So usually people say that they are not able to prepare full-fledgedly because of the time constraint. Usually 2 exams they will write when they go for revision. Once they are complete with the classes, they will go for revision. In the revision exam, they have to write 2 exams on a week. So they say that as there is a time constraint, we are not able to full-fledgedly prepare. So what was your approach when you're doing this?
Actually, mastermind schedule is very well knitted, sir. If they try to give more lengthy topics and difficult topics from one subject, they try to balance it by giving some easy topics from other subjects, sir, so that we can easily manage our schedule in 3 days, sir. I mean, time is sufficient to me, sir, because we already learned them while weekend exams are going on. We already studied them, so that it won't take much time to prepare it once again, sir. That's what my approach, sir.
So I think the problem with those students is that they are postponing the things until end, and they're trying to follow as the schedule is given. That's why they're feeling like time is not sufficient enough. As
Yes,
you
sir,
said, you have started preparation from day one itself, and you wrote all the weekend exams. So that has helped you to go for revision exams effectively. Even
Yes,
though the exams are conducted in intervals of 2 days in a week, it has become easy for you. So the key is, I can say, daily practice. That's what I am getting it from your answers, that from the day one itself, you have started your preparation, regularly practicing the things, whatever has been taught on that day. So that has helped you a lot, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's wonderful. So after this, let us try to focus something on with respect to theory subjects, many students will try to follow something called by heart practice. You know about this. Many people for the theory questions, what to do is that by hearting the things that they do. And there are certain subjects in your CA where by hearting won't work it out, like law, practical questions will be given. Like we have ES and SM, where practical questions will be given. So not for ES,
Yes.
and have practical questions. So what is your view on this scenario, by hearting the things when it comes to practical sessions like law and SM? Is it suggestible that the students should follow this kind of practice of just reading question and answer, or any other practice that you can suggest?
Sir, in auditing and SM, there will be more practical questions are asked, sir. So by hearting only doesn't work. We have to learn the concepts. While teaching itself, we have to think in such a way that how to apply in our daily life, how to apply in our articleship. Likewise, we should think, and if we have any doubts, we should immediately ask the faculty and learn the things, sir. If we by heart the things, it won't work, sir. Recently in July exam paper, only auditing paper is asked in a more practical manner, sir. When we just by heart the things, question and answers, and if we go to the exam, we cannot able to write at least for 40 marks also, we cannot able to write, sir. That much practical way they are asked, sir. So we have to understand the concept thoroughly, sir. That is the only approach we have to follow. Practical and theory subjects, we have to understand everything in a practical manner only, sir, because they are changing the questioning pattern. ICA is changing the questioning pattern, and we don't know what sort of questions they may be asked. That's it, sir.
So practical approach is a wonderful approach. In any situation, I think it will save the student, doesn't it? If he's trying to understand
Yes, sir.
concepts well. So,
Yes, sir.
do you used to prepare any quick notes for any of the subjects? Quick notes kind of thing do you used to prepare? Like for quick reference?
No, sir.
So you
No,
haven't
sir,
prepared any such kind of quick notes? Usually some
No,
people
sir,
do is that they will prepare some outlines and charts, and quick notes they will prepare where they will cut short the content, so that will helpful for the quick revision when they go for the exam. So did you do any such kind of things, quick notes kind of thing that you have read for any others, for any subject? So you
No,
haven't.
sir, I did not prepare quick notes.
So you went for the
Because
straightforward.
while I'm studying itself, I try to underline the keywords and important concepts, sir. I used to highlight them, and I will revise them day before the exam, sir. That's it. I did not prepare any quick notes.
Good. So what you did is that instead of going for quick notes, when the class is going on, you have highlighted the key terms. Usually faculty
Yes, sir.
will be saying that this is important, this is key terms. So you have highlighted those key terms. So those key terms
Yes,
have
sir.
helped you as a quick notes for you.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Good. Nice. So what are some of the time management tips with respect to going for the examination and preparing for the examination? You try to cover both the concepts. How you have managed your time while you're preparing? After you finish up with that, try to say something about time management while you're writing the exam. So will you share your views on that?
Sir, first I'll say about time management while writing the exam, sir. In final exams, what I did is I try to cover at least 60 marks in a much detailed manner in first 2 hours, sir. And I will attempt 60 marks in a such a way that at least I would get 50 marks out of it. I write in a such a way that most complete answers, and in much detailed way I write the answers to such 60 marks, sir. So that I feel very confident that I would get at least 50 marks out of it. And remaining 40 marks, I would attempt what I know in remaining 1 hour, sir. And in that way, I managed the time for both theory as well as practical subjects, sir.
Is there any issue has come for any subject while you're writing the exam that time was not sufficient? Have you faced any such scenario when you're
Yes,
writing
sir,
the exams for any
example,
paper?
Yes, sir. For accounts only, I felt like that, sir. Remaining all subjects I completed before 5 minutes or 10 minutes only.
Yeah, so most
For
of the students, when it comes to accounts, they come up with this common conclusion like that time was not sufficient enough. So,
yes,
how you have managed for that particular paper?
actually, time is not sufficient to me also, sir, because sometimes questions will be asked in a very lengthy manner, sir. This time the accounts paper was bit lengthy and very lengthy questions are asked, sir. So we have to choose the questions. 15 minutes time will be provided. In that 15 minutes time only, we try to solve any problem in a rough manner so that we can save some time. In that way, I managed some time for accounts and advanced accounts, sir. And that way, I did.
I think if a student could understand the question quickly, his time will be saved. When the questions are lengthy, he should be smart enough to understand the question in a short time. If it takes
yes,
more
sir.
time to read the question and to understand it, then a lot of time is going to be. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's good. So, next thing, there are usually in the entire journey of CA Inter, Group 1 and Group 2, usually we hear there are two nightmare subjects in Group 2. Usually the market people will try to say two nightmare subjects in Group 2 theory. When I say nightmare, you might have understood what subjects that I am referring to. So can you give it a guess what subjects that I'm referring to? Two papers in theory. Usually they're called as nightmare for CA students for 50-50 marks.
Auditing.
One is
Auditing.
auditing, but there is a one more paper.
Yes, and SM.
Exactly. There the point has come. So what are your preparation tips for these two subjects, A and SM? Independently you can talk. For SM, any preparation strategy, and for EAS, any preparation strategy that you have?
For EAS, sir,
Yeah.
I mean, I divided the chapters in such a way that one portion will be covered in one portion will cover such a topics that it would take very less time to prepare and it would cover more weightage. In second category, it would have more questions to prepare and it was very difficult to remember those. So that I categorized the chapters and I prepared, sir. And what I did is I prepared for at least 70% of syllabus in such a way that I able to answer all the questions in whichever manner they are asked. And remaining 30% syllabus, I just read 2 or 3 times. So to answer the MCQs and just to answer some basic questions from it, sir. So that we can allocate much more time to that 70% of syllabus and we can present it in much more detailed manner and for that questions we can get full marks, sir. And remaining 30%, if they asked in some basic questions, we can answer. And if in case some difficult questions will be asked, we can just write the concept which we know because we already listened the classes and we know the concept because we already read 2 or 3 times. So to answer those, sir. And in that way, I prepared, sir, so that at least I can get 60 marks, sir. In that way, I plan my preparation because everyone would do that. Everyone will assume that if you write only 100 marks, if you write complete 100 marks, then only you can qualify. In that way, they told, sir. But I did not attempt 80 marks for auditing and ES and SM. I wrote only for 85 to 90 marks, sir. And I get exemption in all those subjects, sir.
Great. So it's all, yeah, go ahead.
How much relevant answers we are writing is more important than how much marks for attempting, how much marks for we are attempting it, sir. We have to write relevant and complete answer for every question we are answering it. We get full marks for those questions and we can easily get exemption also, sir. If you try to revise the syllabus for at least 70% of syllabus, if you are good at, you can easily qualify the exam. That's what my approach is, sir.
So you're saying that quality matters than quantity?
Yes, sir.
Instead of attempting for 100 marks, which is of relevant content of 85 to 90 marks will also be sufficient enough.
Yes, sir.
So exclusively, if I talk about strategic management, there you see like auditing, practical questions will come there. So have you followed any specific approach towards this kind of papers where practical questions are given? Case study based scenarios are there in SM, right?
Yes, sir.
Case study questions used to be asked. So what was
question.
yes,
so
sir. What was your approach towards answering those case study format questions?
Yes, sir. First question will always be asked a practical question only, sir, for SM. And remaining questions will be asked in a direct manner. Sometimes there will be a practical questions also. And coming to this, Masterminds material helped me a lot, sir, because in Masterminds material, they also include practical questions as well, so that we get adopted to a practical questions. And while teaching itself, they told about many practical scenarios, sir, so that they enable us to understand the practical concepts as well, so that whatever manner the question may be asked, I'm able to answer that, sir. And the teaching and materials helped me a lot while coming to SM, sir.
So understanding the concept again, conceptual learning, so that you can understand what the case study is all about. So as the CA has introduced the concept of MCQs in certain theory question subjects, so what are your suggestions for the students while preparing for the MCQs? What approach they have to follow so that they can be strong in MCQs?
I did not prepare any specific materials for MCQs, sir.
It is not with respect to materials.
Concept, sir,
not
with the same means if you know the what's it?
Go ahead.
If you know the concept, it would be very. If you understand it very well, you can easily answer MCQs, sir. Means in ICI 30 marks MCQs will be there. And for 10 to 20 marks, they will ask direct questions only, like we can easily able to answer that. And for 10 MCQs, we have to think in a much more detailed way, and they would test our patience, sir. And means the lengthy questions will be asked, we have to understand that, sir. And it would take much time, and they confuse us by giving a lengthy matter. But the questions will be little bit easy, sir. They will be direct questions only, and there is no specific approach to prepare for MCQs. If you are really good at reading and understanding lessons, concepts as well, you can easily answer MCQs, sir.
So again here also the concept of conceptual learning will come. So conceptual learning is helping in so many ways. As a student understand the concept, he can easily go through the MCQs also, as you have understood the concept. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, sir.
So one more thing I was supposed to ask you well before, with respect to law, as we have started our discussion with law. So any kind of specific thing with respect to sections of law, suppose in a particular point where you have to write any section when you are writing the law exam. So any kind of tips that you can provide with respect to remembering the sections of this law?
While you start preparing for law subject itself, start preparing with sections as well, so that you do not feel much burden to prepare for law. If you are not good at remembering sections, it won't be much a problem. You can quote the act, that is according to Companies Act 2013, like that. You can quote the act. You can, if you quote the act, you can get good marks if you write relevant and correct answer, and it won't be much big deal to when it comes to me. I remember the most important sections. I did not remember all the sections. When I forgot the section numbers, I used to mention the act name and I write my answer, sir. That's it.
So remembering the act name. So if you are not able to remember the sections, so that have helped you a lot.
Yes.
Usually, writing the acts and the sections will give any added advantage when any student completely ignores. Is it suggestible, or writing them will give an added advantage? What do you say?
If you write the provision and act, it would be helpful, sir. It might fetch you more marks. And if you do not know the particular section number, you can write the at least act name so that you can get good marks. I suggest you to write at least act name, sir, so that they can understand on which basis you are answering the question, so that they can able to understand that, and they will give you good marks if you just able to write the act name also.
Good, wonderful. So usually in CA, there are certain subjects where you will have something called amendments. On time being, certain changes will come in that, where you will have to know about those amendments. So what is the problem with the amendments is that what usually I think is that a student has prepared for a certain thing in his mind. Suppose with respect to, let's say for example, tax. In tax, you have already prepared to certain kind of percentages, say for example, percentages, 30%, 20%, 30%, you have prepared for that. Or your mind is prepared for that. All of a sudden, there is a change in that. So for a student, it is like you have to shift your mind towards a changed one. So in this, there are certain subjects where amendments are there. So how you dealt with those amendments? What is your way of approach towards those amendments? How you have adopted to those amendments?
Yes, sir. If you prepare the amendment just 1 or 2 months before the exam, it will be completely all right, sir. My suggestion is that when you started preparing the subject, and when you completed preparing that particular topic, just go through the amendments and see whether there are any amendments, and try to remember that and observe the impact on other problems, and try to remember that. And it won't be a big deal, because there are not many amendments, sir, except income tax. Only from income tax there will be many amendments, and except income tax, in other subjects there won't be many amendments. So that we try to focus on income tax. And I already told that when you completed preparing a particular topic, just go through the amendments and observe the impact on the problems, and remember that, so that you can easily get through the amendments. And that's it, sir.
Nice.
What I prepared is that.
Okay, at least 2 months before, it's suggestible to go with the amendments.
Yes, sir.
Instead of waiting until the end, waiting for a short time. Well, before planning of amendments will help the students to accustom with the new thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. So while writing the theory subjects, usually ICI won't entertain generalizing the answer. Like you are trying to overgeneralize the answer. Instead of writing what has been given as a key term, suppose a particular student is writing a generalized answer for it, where he is not talking about any key terms. So what is the importance of writing an answer exactly as it has been printed in the material? Some students think that if I don't write exactly the same terms that has been given in the material, I may not get marks, particularly for theory. So for that, what is your suggestion? Is it really needed that to write the provision or to write the content as it is printed in the material, or to what extent it can be changed?
Actually, in my view, that much not required, sir. If you know, I mean to say, we can write in our own words, but without missing technical words, sir. Some technical words will be there in auditing, like professional skepticism, and so many technical words will be there, sir, in SM, EIS. And we can write in our own manner, but we should not miss technical words, sir. If you try to mention the technical words and explain it in your own way, you will easily get good marks, sir. Because in my case, I did not write as it is printed in material. I just explained in my own way, and I include all the technical and keywords and important concepts I use to underline while I'm writing the exam itself. So that would be helpful to me, sir.
So instead of overgeneralizing the answer, you are saying that some important key terms have to be mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Without missing the key terms, the rest of the part you can write on your own.
Yes, sir.
Will this approach be followed for all the theory subjects? Will it be suggested
Yes,
to
sir.
follow?
Yes, sir. We can apply to any theory subject.
Okay. So, have you been provided with anything called this guest questions?
Yes, sir. Guess
What is the importance of those guest questions with respect to the examination? To what extent you have considered them? Do you really suggest the students
Yes, sir.
to seriously consider those guest questions?
Yes, sir. What I followed is when I completed preparing any particular chapter or subject, I just go through the guest questions so that important questions will not be missed. And I will prepare all the questions which are there in guest questions. And guest questions, because 60 or 70% of the questions are coming from guest questions, sir. Masterminds have given guest questions. So when I started completing any subject, I just go through the guest questions, which guest questions are already provided in chapter wise only. So if you completed preparing any chapter, just go through the guest questions so that if you miss any topic, then you can again go through that important topics, and you can get good marks by going through guest questions also, sir, because 60% or 70% questions will be asked from guest questions only.
Good. So at the same time, we can say that it's not that a student should completely only focus on guest questions by ignoring the other things.
Yes, sir, because we don't know what ICA will be doing.
So it's suggestible to go ahead with the guest questions along with the other content also. That's what you would like to say.
Yes, sir.
Good. So when you have started your journey into CA, is there any thought in your mind that at least in foundation, intermediate, or final, at these three levels, at least somewhere I need to achieve a rank? Is there any such kind of thought was there in your mind when you have started your journey?
When I started my journey, I have a thought, sir. When I see the CA intermediate syllabus, I do not have a thought, sir. Just I thought that just I have to qualify the exam. That's it, sir. Because the syllabus were too heavy, sir, and I did not expect that I get a rank. I just prepared to qualify the exam. I already mentioned that.
Yes.
If I have to, I mean, I am very frightened to read once again that many books, sir. I have to start reading again, means I cannot do that, sir.
So, what do you suggest to the students? Do they need to scared of, as you said, as you see the books and content, you got scared. What do you say? Is it really needed that a student need to first get scared of the content, or if a planned manner will help to achieve the rank? So, is there any need to be that much scared of the syllabus and the books as you have scared in the beginning?
Yes, I mean to say that I am starting only and saying the same point. If they know the concept, it won't be of much. They need not worry about that syllabus, because if you know the concept, you can write the answer in your own way and get good marks, sir. I mean, I just wrote the way in my own way, sir. I did not write in the same way as printed in the material. I mean, I write in my own way without missing some technical words, and I get good marks, sir. That's what I can tell.
So, were you out and out a brighter student from your previous, like from your previous standards, like from 10th standard, intermediate? So, were you in the brighter student list or average? What was your status?
Brighter student list, sir.
I hope that's why you got the rank. Is it so, or only brighter students will get rank, or is it possible that anyone have the capability to get the rank? What do you say on this?
I mean, it depends on individuals, sir. If they study the concept very well, they easily get the rank, sir. Because I mean to say that they should know about their strengths, weaknesses, and they have their own plan, and accordingly they start their preparation, sir. and they can easily get the rank, sir, because the plan which might work to me might not work to them, and the plan which work to them might not work to me. It depends on individuals, sir.
So one should have the self-awareness that they should know how they should
about
prepare
themselves. Yes, sir.
So on that case, what was your study time before completion of a syllabus and after completion of a syllabus? When you particularly went for the revision, so how many hours you used to study, and before completion of a syllabus, how many hours you used to study?
Before completion of syllabus, the classes are going on from 7 to 9, sir. And after that, 9 to 11 study hours will be conducted. And we have to do some additional problems, and some work will be allotted to us. So that I read from 7 to 12, sir, night 12. And after completion of syllabus, the study hours will be started from 7:30. And it will go on till 11 o'clock, sir. But the syllabus will not be completed if we stop our preparation till 11 o'clock. And I used to study for till 1 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, sir. Day before exam means I study till 2 o'clock, sir.
So what was your active study time, like taking over all the breaks and all these things? So if I ask you how many hours, because you said the complete time from morning 7 to 9 was the time. What were your active hours of study? Because when you sit, it is not that every student will focus on from morning 7 to 9, they will focus. So usually it shifts. So what was the active hours? How many hours you used to study?
Before saying that, I want to tell one thing, sir. That is, it is not true that the person who read 3 or 4 hours a day will fail in the exam, and the person who read 12 or 13 hours a day will pass in the exam. It would depend on how they are understanding the concept and how they are presenting it, and how much focus they are paying while they're studying. And it would depend on all other factors, sir. And it would depend on their IQ also. Some may read the same topic in 2 or 3 hours, and some may take it 4 or 5 hours. And accordingly they should read, sir. I mean to say, I read 8 or 9 hours. That's it, sir. Effectively means 7 or 8 hours, sir. Effectively.
It depends upon the IQ of a student. If he can grab the concepts effectively, then he can spend less time. If not, they have to push for extra hours. It depends on self-evaluation is very important for preparation. Students should know about themselves first.
Yes, sir.
So what is the level of grasping? That adds a value, I think so.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought of getting any rank? If you have thought of so, is there any rank in your mind? Okay, it will be wonderful if I get this rank in the CA. Have you ever thought of that in your foundation?
I already told that.
So there is nowhere that you have thought that about rank.
Yes, sir. I just write the exam to qualify that. And what I want to tell is, in subjects which I expect more marks, I got less marks, sir. The subjects in which I expect less marks, and I got more marks, sir. There will be a controversy.
Right. So as it is completely unexpected, so how did you felt after getting the rank, and how did your parents felt after getting the rank? If it is expected, then you might be thinking that well prepared way, but as you are saying, it is unexpected. So I have to definitely ask, what was your reaction, and what was your parents' reaction to that?
First, my friends have checked my result and sent the screenshots, sir, because I do not have that much confidence to even to check my result. So I asked my friend to check the result, and he sent me a screenshot. And I thought that just she was editing like that, and I thought in that way, sir, because she sent a screenshot that All India 10th rank, and I mean I am shocked, sir. How do I get All India 10th rank? I mean, just write because All India rankers will write for 100 marks, no, sir. Means I write only for 80 to 90 marks. That's it. How would I get All India 10th rank? I mean to think in that way, sir. And later I checked my result and believed that, sir, and my parents were felt very happy about that, sir.
So
They are really happy.
I think, as you have said, even though you wrote for 80 marks, that was about quantity. Sorry, quality.
Yes,
Instead
sir.
of quantity, it's about
Quality,
quality that you have. So, what was your? Yeah, you're talking about your parents' reaction. Just talk about it, how they felt.
They really felt very happy about that, sir. And it is, there are no words to express their feelings. Now, even they are not expected, so that they are very surprised and felt very happy about that, sir.
Is this rank is somewhere motivating you to get a rank in final? Is there any such kind of thought is going in your mind, or you will say that no, sir, if I don't think about rank, I will get? Is there any such kind of?
Second option is best one, sir.
So when you don't prepare, when you get it, it will give you more happy. So that's
Yes,
what you're
sir,
thinking of. So
yes,
in the entire journey of your preparation, did anywhere at any point have you thought that giving up or let us postpone the attempt? Let me not write this time. Did you get any such kind of thoughts? If you get so, under what conditions you have got?
yes, sir. Many a times I think about that, sir, skipping attempt like that, because when I started preparing the first chapter and I completed that, when I go to second chapter and I completed reading that, and when I come to first chapter, I did not remember anything. And even 2 chapters, I am not able to remember. How can I manage such a huge syllabus? In that way, I thought, sir, I mean to say, so many times I think that skipping attempts, sir, and at that time my parents are motivated me, sir. Whenever negative thoughts come to my mind, they used to tell that just do your thing, don't think about results, they are not in your hands. That's what they told, sir. So I comfortably write my exam because of my parents' motivation. And when I completed writing my exam, and I just believe in God, sir.
Nice, wonderful. So, any inputs that you would like to give to the students who will develop this kind of thought that let me not give any attempt, let me postpone this, even though they are doing hard work and they are preparing well. Somewhere, as you have got self doubt, if any student get a self doubt, what kind of suggestions you would give them when they get this kind of self doubt?
What I want to tell, the first thing is be confident. We should be confident about ourselves, sir, so that even negative things happen to us, just feel confident and attempt the exams. And even the result might go in a bad way, even though we should feel confident and try to attempt it in the next attempt, and we get good result, and hard work never fails, sir.
Definitely, definitely. So, have you decided before to write to both groups, or is there anywhere you have changed your mind that when you have taken a call that which group you have to write or both groups you have to write, when you have taken this decision?
From starting itself, I thought to write both groups only, sir.
So what do you suggest to others, those who don't have this thought clarity? Usually they will be have a doubt, so whether to write to both groups or a single group. For them, any inputs that you would like to give?
Because if we write both groups, if we get less marks in one group, that is less than 200. If we are able to get more than 200 marks in another group, there will be set off effects, sir, so that we can easily qualify the exam. And if we write the groups in a separate manner, that is group 1 in one attempt and the group 2 in another attempt, we do not have that benefit, sir. Because of that benefit only, I write both groups, sir, because group 1 will be more easy to score good marks because the practical subjects will be there, and group 2 there are much more theory subjects, and it is difficult to score much more marks in theory subjects rather than practical subjects. That's why I thought to write both groups from starting itself, sir.
What do you suggest, as your call is from the beginning, what do you suggest to others when they should take this decision?
From starting itself, because they know their strengths, whether they can able to write the both groups, or they can stick on to one group if they are not confident about their strength, and they can they decide from starting itself, sir, so that we can plan our preparation. If we decide in the middle, it would create a confusion, sir.
So it's better to have thought clarity from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
What they have to write and to what extent they have to write. Good. So one more thing, this is with respect to again preparation. What do you suggest? Is it needed to go for other books, or Mastermind's material will be sufficient enough to confidently go for the exams?
I did not read any other books, sir. I only prepared Mastermind's material, and Mastermind's material well enough, sir, because they include previous year questions, RTPs, MTPs, and in practical subjects also they used to divide into models so that we can know what problems are much more important, what problems we can take the choice, and what questions are frequently testing in exams. These all we can know easily by looking at a Mastermind's material, sir. It is like a one-stop solution. If you really prepare Mastermind's material well, you can easily get good marks, and even you can get rank, sir. Even you can get all India first rank, sir. There will be no doubt in that.
Wonderful. That's great. So when it comes to courses like this, professional courses, there is a fantasy among the students that let me go and do the course in metros like Bangalore, Chennai. They'll be choosing these kind of big cities to pursue this course. Usually a student will have that kind of fantasy, as they think that much opportunities will be there. There might be good coaching will be there. In this kind of environment, what made you to choose Masterminds as a place where you can get coaching for this course?
Many have an assumption that in metro cities only the coaching will be effective, CA coaching. And when it comes to me, non-metro cities also the coaching will be much more effective. And we can take the example of Masterminds. The teachers in Masterminds are much more qualified. Even some of them are CS. And they enable us to understand the concept much well. And it helped me a lot, sir. That's why I have chosen Masterminds, sir.
Is there anything especially motivated you to be a part of this institute? If I ask you, why have you joined? What will be your straight answer for that?
Yes, sir. When I was in 10th class, Masterminds visited our college and they explained about our CA course and shown many videos, sir. I was very influenced by that videos, and when I completed my 10th class, I directly take an admission in Masterminds, sir. And after that, I completed my intermediate CPT and CA intermediate in Masterminds only, sir. And one more thing I want to add that is if our foundation is strong, we can easily understand the concept. Because from intermediate only, I'm studying in Masterminds, and they used to taught us concepts very well. That's why I may get ranks, sir. That's what I want to tell.
Yes, great, wonderful. So, are there any of your friends, those who have failed in this attempt? Any of your close friends, those who almost associate with? Do you know any of them, those who have failed in that attempt? Do you happen to talk to them? All of your friends have passed?
No, sir. Some of them are failed.
Yeah. So there are few who have failed in that attempt, right? So as they have failed and you got success, you know their preparation also, because as they are your friends, you are closely associated with them, they know how they have prepared. You have an idea how they have prepared. You will be looking them. So what they did that you found this as a mistake, any mistake that you have observed in their preparation which make them fail? Have you observed any such kind of things? Any flaws, mistakes that they did while preparing?
I already said that, sir. Many of them are not confident before attempting the exam, sir. They might feel that they may fail in the exam, and they did not write in a proper way, sir. They did not attempt the answers in a proper way. That's what I want to tell. And one more thing I want to tell that, sir. And they used to read in all the syllabus in a more general way, sir. They did not go into deep. I mean to tell that, sir, at least 70% of the syllabus we should read, and we should read in such a way that we should able to answer the questions in whatever manner they are asked. I mean to say that we should go very deep into that 70% of syllabus, sir, so that we can easily answer the questions and we can at least get 60 marks from it, sir.
Okay.
Instead of studying all the syllabus in a much more general way, if we are specialized in at least 70% of syllabus, we can easily qualify the exam, sir.
So they were not paying attention at least for the 70% also. That's what you have found.
Yes, sir.
The mistake that they did.
Wants to cover 100% syllabus.
Yes. Right. So simultaneously, have you done with your graduation, BCom? Are
Yes,
you doing
sir.
with that?
Yes, sir.
So is the timer sufficient enough for you to prepare for your graduation exams and to write the exams?
Yes, sir. I mean to say that the subjects in BCom are similar to, are already covered in CA syllabus, sir, and law, accountancy. And when I am writing BCom exams for accountancy and law, I prepare just 2 or 3 hours before the exam, sir. When it comes to languages, we do not have much idea about that. So that I prepare 1 day before the exam, sir, for languages, and remaining all subjects are covered in already CA syllabus, sir. We can write it easily. Even we do not prepare for that also.
So many people might be thinking that while doing CA, it is not possible to pursue any other courses. So they might be scared of the time, the content. So for them, will you suggest that they will be having ample amount of time to go for degree exam, degree preparation also? Can they go for that?
Yes, sir, because the syllabus will almost same, sir. If you prepare for CA exam, you can easily write the degree exams even without preparing, sir.
So you have ample amount of time for that.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. So will it be beneficial for the students to go for these graduation courses simultaneously along with this CA?
Yes, sir, because CA is an uncertain course, sir, so that we should have a backup plan, sir. That's why I have doing my graduation, sir.
But you're having ample amount of time for preparation for the graduation subjects also. So you're managing
Yes,
well
sir.
both the things.
Yes, sir.
Good, wonderful, wonderful. So of course that was a wonderful thing that you have shared a lot of experiences. So if before I end up our talk, I have one last thing to ask you. So what kind of valuable inputs at the end that you can provide to the people, to the students, those who are writing the exam, and to the students, those who want to join these courses? Any kind of valuable inputs that you can provide to them?
I mean, when anyone joins in CA course, consistency is much more important, sir. If you consistently read, you can easily qualify, sir. And I mean to say that if you read for 1 week and take rest for 1 week, that won't be applicable here, sir. That won't work out, sir. We have to consistent in what we are doing, sir. And even we study for 2 or 3 hours a day, we should pay much attention and focus on that, sir. If you are able to pay focus, and you can easily qualify the exam, sir. It is not that if you have to read 8 or 9 hours a day in CA course, yeah, and at that time only you can qualify the exam. It is not like that, sir. It depends on how much attention, focus you are paying, and how much are you serious, and it would depend on all other factors, sir.
Okay.
So
yeah, go ahead.
So I want to tell one thing, sir. Just feel confident before attempting exam, and be consistent in your preparation. That's what I want to tell, sir.
Nice. So will you recommend, as you have traveled a bit in the journey of CA, so how are you going to recommend others towards these courses?
I mean, commerce courses, sir. CA.
Yes, particularly like this kind of professional courses that we are like CA.
Because why I chosen particular CA means I am little bit interested in financial matters from my childhood, sir. And many people told that CA is the highest profession in financial matters and commerce matters. That's why I have chosen CA, sir. And another thing is there is much competition to that doctors and engineers, sir. And in CA, it would not depend on others, sir. It would depend on us only, how we are preparing it. If we manage to qualify the exam, we easily get the good job and good salary, and we'll have a bright future, sir. When it comes to other courses, because everyone was taking the same course, and the jobs will be more jobs, more opportunities will not be available, sir. In CA course, there are much opportunities, sir. We can work because we know about finance. In finance, there are many jobs which are available, sir. Even we did not manage to succeed in CA final exam. If we are able to complete CA intermediate itself, we have much more ample opportunities to join any job, sir. That's why I have chosen CA course, sir.
That was wonderful, Snehalita. So that is what these are the things which I thought of getting some inputs from you, which might be beneficial for the others, whoever listened to you. So it was great talking to you, and it was really wonderful to share all the inputs with you. So I wish you all the best for all the future endeavors that you're going to follow. And I wish you all luck for your final also. Let's hope as you don't prepare for the rank, you will get a rank. So let us follow the same formula for final also. And let's wish that we're going to come up with some fruitful results even for the final also. So I wish you all the best for that. And I would like to thank that you have given your time to share your views, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. Bye.